What's up, y'all? Back again today with a very special video. So I might not even keep this live stream up. I'm just kind of extending my live stream from last night. I made a live stream last night, and I told y'all that I was gonna let you guys call in and discuss some of the videos or ask me any questions about any current topics or anything like that. And I didn't get a chance to um, take any callers. So I got about an hour free time right now. I got about 1 hour free time. So we'll make this live stream about 1 hour long. I'm gonna let anybody call in. I know it's a little earlier than I usually set up, but it's Sunday today, so maybe y'all are home. And yeah, I just want to have a quick discussion with y'all, see where y'all head is at. Are you guys gonna vote? Who are you voting for? Um, If you're not going to vote, why are you not going to vote? What should we do as black people? What do you think about this whole George Floyd thing, Breonna Taylor, I Can't Breathe? What do you think about black on black crime? What do you think about the Proud Boys, Donald Trump? What do you think about the coronavirus? What do you think about wearing a mask? How long are we going to have to wear a mask? Are we going to have to wear a mask for 2, 3 more years? Um, are black people ever going to be in a position of real freedom and independence? Um, let's talk. I got about an hour, so I'm gonna put the stream in the chat. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Hold on. How the fuck do I invite people? Hold on. Invite a guest. Select all. Copy. All right, y'all. Look, I'm about to put the post a comment. I'm about to put the link in the chat right now, just in case anybody want to call. You don't have to show your face. Um, you don't have to show your face. You can press the button to where you can just we just hear your voice. If you're a troll or one of these people who uses fake profiles to try to antagonize me, you can call in too and tell me why I'm a nigger and why I'm this and that. Call in, y'all. I got about an hour. Right now it is 1:50 Central Time, which would make it 2:50 Eastern Time, and I think 11:50 Western Time. So I got about an hour. I got about an hour to discuss with y'all. If y'all have any questions for me, because last night, just in case you were wondering, last night I was having a live discussion about current events, and I didn't have a chance to take any callers. So I'm gonna have any questions you have for me. Like I said, what do you think about Donald Trump? What do you think about Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Barack Obama? What do you think about Nick Cannon? What do you think about Dwayne Wade? Right? Let's talk real quick. I got about an hour. This chat is for y'all now. I usually do all the talking, but now I'm gonna let y'all talk. Y'all talk to me. Does anybody want to call in? If not, like I said, I might not even. I usually do my live streams around like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, so that's when most of my people are up. But I'm doing it early. If nobody really wants to call in, or if nobody's around right now, I'll just do another live stream later, and I'll delete this one. But maybe you guys want to have a little discussion real quick because I got a little time. So what's up, y'all? Talk to me. What up, Brandon? You want to call in? You have any questions, Brandon? Or do you have any concerns or things that you maybe think that we should be talking about as people? I'm trying to put this. I'm trying to hold on. Trying to put something down to where I don't have to hold this phone all day. Yeah, like I said. Oh, damn, you're at work? Yeah, I'm about to go to work right now. Like I said, I might not even keep this. I probably won't even keep this live stream up because I think it's a little too early. It's probably like too early for everybody. Oh shit, somebody's calling in. Let's see who our first caller is. Hello, can you hear me? How you
Yep.
doing?
How do
Yo, what
I
up?
get rid of the echo?
Hold on. I'm on a live stream call real quick. It's okay. It's on for work. It's okay. Hello. Sorry. Hello. Say, bro.
Yeah,
Can you
I'm
hear me?
here. Yeah, but I hear your actual live, and then I hear this conversation.
Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Maybe turn. Okay, turn your volume off for. Well, not your volume off. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out how you can just talk to me. You said you hear an echo. Where do you hear the echo? Like, it's an
Just,
echo
just
from.
yeah, just on my phone. Like I hear the YouTube live, but then I also hear the StreamYard. They're on two different platforms.
Oh, okay. Um. Okay. Turn the YouTube off. Turn YouTube off because you're already in my. You're on Streamyard, right? You're in my chat on Streamyard, right? So like, you should be able to turn
Oh,
off
okay.
YouTube. Is that better?
Let me see.
Like, you should be able to turn off
Yep.
YouTube, but
All right.
still.
Yep. We're good.
Okay, cool. So talk to me, brother. What's good? What's your
So I
name?
want to talk
What's your
about
name and what city you're from?
Dream Big Atlanta.
Atlanta. What's good,
So
Dream Big?
man, chilling. So this is probably gonna be super controversial, but whatever. So
Hit it.
like I've been having conversations like in the last month.
Uh huh.
Um, just regular conversations with my people. And what's interesting is like three of my male friends in the last month have admitted to me that they were molested as kids.
Wow.
And I'm like, whoa, I'm totally blown away by how many men I know, like as of now, um, that have been molested. And I feel like it's something that we don't talk about in the Black community. And I want to talk about what are some of the psychological fallout ramifications of that in Black men. And
Okay.
like who are these men that are molesting our kids? Who are these people, I should say?
Right.
Like, why does this keep happening? You know what I mean? Like that
Right.
is something that we don't ever want to talk about in our community, to the point that one of my homeboys told me that he was molested by his cousin, his mother's nephew. And he told her when it happened, and she said, "Oh, who, so and so? So and so ain't do that to you."
Wow.
And now it's like, he doesn't feel protected by his
Right.
mother. He never has.
Wow.
So, when when Black women, when Black men, when white women, white men try to, you know, box Black men and, say, well, Black men are hyper masculine, or Black men are, they don't take care of their families, Black men. But there's a deep hurt and pain in a lot of Black men. Like I would have never, because see, we always equate like, oh, if you're gay, it's because you were molested. But these men
Mm.
ain't gay, not gay
Right.
at all.
Wow. Wow.
But they trust me to have these conversations, and I'm just in shock. I'm
Now
literally floored.
let's slow down real quick. Let's break this down. So the you said three different close friends of yours have admitted to you, male friends of yours have admitted to you that they were somehow molested or somehow sexually assaulted somehow, right?
Yep,
Okay, now were all three men, the men that told you, were they molested by other men?
yep,
Okay, so now let's break it down. Because now, funny enough, you mentioned this because yes, there are whispers of black men. We're talking about in the black hemisphere, black men who have been molested, whether it be through women. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they said R. Kelly said that he was
hmm
molested by an older family member, but that was a
yep,
woman, right?
yep. So, but let me say this real quick.
Yes,
One of
sir.
my partners, he was first molested by a man.
Mm-hmm.
And because we were just talking. This is how it came out. We were talking just about like sexual experiences or whatever. And
Right.
can I cuss on here?
Yeah, of course, bro.
Okay. He was like, I was like, I was like, nigga, when the first time you had some pussy?
Right.
And he said, I was like, 9. I said, what? He was like,
Wow.
yeah, it was an older bitch. She was like 17. Huh?
Damn. Right, right,
So,
right.
but, and so in my mind, I'm like, nigga, that's molestation. Like,
Wow, right, right,
so
right.
then it was after that the discovery came for me that his actual first sexual encounter was when he was molested by a man.
Hmm.
So I don't know if he was targeted for some reason. I don't know if he was just around some sick ass people. Like, I'm just trying to understand, is this, because for me, for that number for me to have been exposed to that number, I feel like it's super high, and I'm very
Yeah.
concerned about it. So it makes me think, is this
How
one
many
of those?
more?
Yeah, is this one of those hidden secrets in the black community that nobody wants to address? And it
Wow.
ties back to you know, the image that we as black men have to portray in this society. We can't come off as weak or broken or whatever,
Mm.
and to deal
Right.
with such trauma is to almost do that. But it's like the reason you are broken and not, reacting in certain ways and addicted to drugs and just have these other issues that are a result of that is because you haven't dealt with the trauma of that. But it's like if nobody's willing to talk about it, how do you deal with it?
Right. First of all, I think we definitely have to make a safe space for people who are molested, like like this young age, really young ages and stuff, because well, let me just say this first off. It wasn't until maybe a few years ago. When I say a few, I mean maybe 2 3 years, maybe that long, that I just realized that so many women have been molested. Like, if we're just talking about women being
Facts.
molested by men, I if you would have asked me maybe 5 or 7 years ago, out of every 10 black women you see, how many I thought were molested or touched or raped or sexually assaulted to some degree, I would have said maybe two, maybe three, maybe four out of every 10. It wasn't until maybe 2 years ago that I really realized and sat down and had the evidence in front of me that the number is closer to 8 or 9 out of 10 black women have been molested or touched to some degree in their life.
Facts.
So that blew my mind, and I cried and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I felt guilty, even though I hadn't raped anybody. I felt guilty, like, for a number of reasons. And even recently, I was having a conversation with a number of my homeboys, because me and my homeboys, we don't meet up often, but whenever we meet up, we have this cipher, and we're there till 3 in the morning, talk about racism, talk about women, talk about men, talk about everything. And when I'm talking about a conversation I had recently with two close associates that I respect their intellectuality. I told them specifically, I said, look, man, because they were talking about hoes and these hoes ain't shit, and how wicked these women are. And if anybody watches my channel, they know I go in on black women. However, and I'm gonna tie this all into what you were saying, because I didn't forget what you were saying. However, I always make a space, as God does. I'm not saying I'm God, but as God does, allow for us a safe space, a space to escape if we repent. If in other words, you need to remember that these people are salvageable, they're redeemable. If you forget that the next human being is salvageable or redeemable, you've lost your value as a teacher or as anybody in particular. So when I'm talking about these black women or black men, whatever, I'm always holding them to a standard, but I'm still giving them a chance to come out of that. So when I was talking to these black, and I hope I'm not talking too much, brother, but I'm gonna tie it back in.
No, no, you're good.
um so I was talking to these black men. I respect them. We agree on damn near everything. We're up at 12 a.m. just talking, cursing, going in. No cameras around, just a real 6 hour conversation. And when we talked about women recently, I got mad at them. I genuinely got mad at them, and they saw that I was upset with them, and they like slowed down, because they kept going on about how women are this, women, and I agree with a lot of it. But then what I brought out to them was, I said, how many women do you think out of the average 10, the next 10 black women? I'm gonna ask everybody in the chat this. This is a real shit. Out of the next 10 black women you see, out of the next 10 black women you see, wherever in America you are, fucking Chattanooga, Willacoochee, Georgia, fucking Miami, Florida, wherever you are in America, out of the next 10 black women you see, how many of them do you think were at some point in their life molested, sexually assaulted, or something to that degree? Like I said, a few years ago, my answer would have been maybe two, three, maybe out of two, maybe two out of three, they got raped or something. But family, I want you to understand the number is closer to 9 or 10, 8 or 9 out of 10. That means maybe only 1 or 2 out of 10 haven't been molested to some degree. So now we have to have the conversation. We have to now. It doesn't mean we don't make them accountable. It doesn't mean we stop telling them what's the right way to behave. It doesn't mean we hold them to a certain standard, but we add that to the equation. You can't just call this a reckless, wicked woman when she dealt with molestation from 5 years old, 7 years old, at the hand of, like you said, who are these people? These people are, come to find out, uncles, fathers, brothers that are molesting their own little brother or their own little sister. So tying it back into what you were saying, brother, I had to recently have the revelation myself as it regards to women. And now I have to implement that into my strategy on how I'm going to try to teach this nation of women. Because I say, okay, these are women who are dealing with a set of trauma. This might actually, in fact, explain the Me Too movement in detail. This might explain this whole wave of feminism. This might explain the so-called gender wars between black men and women. Is the fact that at a tender age, when she was still naive and she had her defenses down, we raped her. We did that. We did that. Black man, we fucking did that. I had a video called "Everything is Men's Fault." Go watch that. Go watch that video where I put everything squarely on the shoulders of the black man as it deserves to be. We fucked up. So now, we fucked up so bad. Now we molesting our little brothers now. You see what I'm saying? And yeah, it's a fucked up thing. It's a fucked up thing, and it's not okay. And we need to speak out on that. That's something that's so deep that that's not the white man doing that. And we need to hold people accountable for that. And we need to make it to where there's not a toxic masculinity. There's no such thing. If a man came to me, I had a friend come to me and told me he was raped by a man. I had a friend, a homeboy, told me he was molested by a man, and it shocked me, and I didn't know what to say. All I could say was, I'm sorry. All I could say was, I'm sorry, brother. But I don't look at him any different. I don't look, and he has a family, like you said, he has a wife and kids. But I don't know how that affected him. So yes, we have to understand. Above all, we have to understand that our people, we're human beings, and that's what the white. Going back to what the white man used to do. The white man used to torture us, and they actually there was a in their medical field, they actually diagnosed and said that black people their nerve endings are more severed than white people's. In other words, black people can't feel the same amount of pain as white people. That was the pretense upon which they used to torture us and work us onto the bone and feed us inadequately. They said that we just can't feel the amount of pain. This is translated into 2020, where the black woman goes into the hospital complex and she dies in there giving birth, and she's not given the proper medication because when she tells the nurses that she's in pain, they don't believe her. This is all one thing. This is all I'm saying. This is why I made my channel. All of this is one thing. There's no difference. All of it is one thing. Once we have to fix this shit. So I'm sorry, brother, for going off, but yeah, that's a real thing, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. That's a real thing, man. And all I would encourage you to do as a black man is be there for them, and let them know that that's not their fault. Let them know that God is real. God loves them. No, nobody's judging them. If anybody's judging them, that person is inadequate. You know. And when I talk about homosexuality and stuff, it's never to it's never to pull someone down. And like I said, but it is true though. It is true. We cannot deny the fact that a lot of people turn to homosexuality due to trauma, and that unresolved trauma, that the social taboos that are associated with being molested and feeling insecure and feeling weak and feeling vulnerable and feeling embarrassed when you admit that somebody took your innocence from you, that leads you to different type of incorrect behaviors, and we have to point that out. We just have to. It's time to heal now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think what's also important is to identify who these people are, because
Right.
we have a preconceived notion that, you know, molesters are this and molesters look like this. They're scary, they're monsters. To your point, I mean, people are being molested by their fathers, their uncles, and these are married men with kids. So when you talk about the root of, you know, all of these things that come as a result, you know, homosexuality or whatever we want to say is a result of, and so we got to deal with that. But no, you got to go back to the root. And again, we have to examine our communities and figure out who are these people that are violating our children, and why are we not being more proactive about protecting our children? Because part of the reason why Black women have an issue with Black men is because they don't feel protected by Black men. And to your point, part of that feeling is because they were hurt and violated by Black men. And and this
But
is
we have
not
to keep.
a
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off, but we have to also keep it in context of, like I said earlier with the R. Kelly thing. There's I don't I think with and I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna let you continue. But I do want to let it be known before I let you continue that what I think at the root of it is not a gender thing. The same thing. The same way if somebody asks me, what do I think is at the root of racism? Yeah, I don't think it's a black or white thing, because like I said, if that was the case, it's like my thing is this. In other words, at the root of all dysfunction is, and I have to let this be known because some videos I don't let it be known, and then some people forget. This is a spiritual channel. This is a channel where I talk about God. I believe there's one God, there's one most high God. I have to let that be known because that's what I built my foundation upon from the beginning of my first channel. When I said vibrate higher on accident. If you go back to my very first channel, I said vibrate higher just talking. And then that became my thing. But my whole thing was always been spiritual about God. So when we talk about molestation, when we talk about um the Cain and Abel thing, where black on black crime, which is the story of Cain and Abel. When we talk about the dysfunction between black men and black women, when we talk about racism, we have to remember at the root of dysfunction is not untruth, is the fact that you're not with God. God is order, God is truth, God is fact. So if you have fact, you're not going to have dysfunction. So I'm going to let you continue right now, but whatever you're going to say, we need to contextualize it with the idea that whatever you're going to say, women do that too. Women do that too. And if we're going to have the discussion about the secrets coming out to the light and stuff like that, it would be a tragedy to just talk about who are these men, because again, really, really, who are these women? Because it's almost inconceivable. I mean, we've already been introduced to the notion of a man being a monster, a man being a sexual deviant, a man being, so strung on his urges that he takes advantage to somebody else. This is not a new narrative, but the interesting narrative, in which is where I thought you were talking about in the beginning when you said the men were molested. The more interesting notion to me, and what I think what needs to be investigated, is who are these women who are molesting young children, because a lot of women are on these young men, and that to me is a more is a more jarring concept, because let's just be honest. If you've seen any of my videos, the fathers are dwindling in the household. I mean, this everyone knows this. On any side of the coin of Black America, you know that dads aren't in the household. Whether you're on my side of the argument and you say that there's an attack on Black fathers, or whether you're on the other side of the argument and just say blacks are deadbeats, the Black man is not really in the household like that. So the Black mom who's never been removed from the household, or the Black auntie or the Black sister who's never been removed from the household, she's also molesting young children. And that, my friend, needs to be discussed just as much, if not more. But please continue. And what do you think about that though?
Absolutely, 100% agree. It's not relegated to gender. This argument is about who is violating our children.
Yeah.
And we as a community, though, need to police our community, because 9 out of 10 is not going to work. 8 out of 10 is not going to work. So
At
that
all.
means these are people we know. Our kids don't feel protected. They don't feel like they can trust us. And when they do tell us, seemingly we don't do anything about it because of who the person is. And we got to get past that. We got to break down these barriers, have open communication, and expose people who are violating our children. And
Yeah,
if
you
that's the pastor, if that's the trusted neighborhood person, if
right,
that's the candy lady, if that's the Sunday school teacher, if that's the woman who runs the daycare, it doesn't matter. They all need to
right,
be exposed and shut down. And
right.
we need to empower our children to tell us when things happen, but also we need to have a more hands-on approach with our children.
Yes, I
And I
agree.
know it's difficult in this day and age because, to your point, men are not in the household as much, and so you have single mothers trying to raise their children, and they have to put them in daycare because they have to work during the day, and you're just hoping, trusting, and praying that nothing happens. But sometimes um, it's not even the adult in those situations that's violating the kid. It's another kid who has been violated, who is
Right,
violating
right,
an innocent kid. But at
right.
the end of the day, we got to stop the cycle at the root and figure out how to expose this. It is a demonic force.
Huh.
And
It is.
again, the things that we bicker and argue about on the other side are the residuals of. And I'm not saying that it's everything that everything that we can point the finger at today is tied to molestation. I'm just using that as the topic for today. But it's trauma like this that happens in the development stages of young Black people that shapes and informs who they become.
It
And
is.
most of the time, it's somebody who has been abused and they're older. And most of the time, I think they know that what they're doing is wrong. So
Mm-hmm.
we got to get to the root of that. I don't know if it's education. I don't know if it's, you know, asking our children to be more transparent with us. But it's almost like if we don't, then we've accepted it as a rite of passage.
Mm.
Because just oh, you was touched, everybody. I was touched, and mom was touched, and auntie was
Right,
touched,
right.
and uncle, everybody was touched. Just
Right.
get over it,
Th-
and
that's
that's
not a
that's some of the conversation.
that's let me mention somebody someone close to me who mentioned that they were um inappropriately touched or whatever. They said, yeah, they when they finally told their family, basically, yeah, it was the same type of thing where it's like, oh, they didn't do that to you, or that was, or even I even heard like where they suggested that it was their fault. Even if they were young, and it's, oh, the family member suggested it's your fault. And what I think that stems from, like I said, is it's unaccountability. I talk about that all the time. Unaccountability, um, and misery loving company, and wanting to, you know, you this whole concept of my baby didn't do nothing. That's that whole concept with the black woman, she come out and, well, I guess every woman would do that for her child to some extent. Of, my baby is an innocent, pure angel, but in the black community, we got to stop that. I don't know if anybody else do that, but we got to stop that shit. If your son Pookie was out there banging and he was disrespecting other people, and after they died, he was making diss records about them after in their death, and then somebody killed him. Pookie was living that life. Don't come out here talking about my baby Pookie and free Pookie and R.I.P. Pookie. So it's like that goes back to that whole concept. It's like, not saying we don't love Pookie, but look, we gotta teach. We gotta hold a standard. We got maybe a 10 Commandments, maybe something like that. I don't know. Something similar to some some set of rules that might be found in some book. We might need to uphold that because Pookie wouldn't exist in a sector of Moses and Joshua and Elijah and Isaiah and Jacob. Pookie, where would Pookie fit? So this is really the conversation we need to have, is about molding the culture. Because look, let's be honest, we black people, by very definition of the name black, we are the only unnamed, unknown people. Like, just like Malcolm X said, he put an X on the last name because he didn't know what the fuck his last name was. So on surface level, we look at that as a curse. We're the unknown, wandering people. We're like what is it called? Forgive me, a vagabond. We're just traveling. So with that, though, when you dig deeper, after you get over the initial trauma of not knowing who you are, you realize that, first of all, there is a history that has been hidden from you, and that's a discussion. But more so, we have the opportunity to create. See, the Chinaman, forgive my phrase, but the Chinaman, he cannot recreate the wheel, so to speak, as far as what China is. China, it has been China. We know about China's history. China, although they had wars and they had defeats, China has been China. China never stopped being China. So a new China man can't come and say, no, this is China. No, China been China. Black man can now come, though, in 2020 and say, this is the black man, because the black man has been wiped out. You don't know what the fucking black man is. So now we have an opportunity to create right now in concrete, real life, what the black man and what culture is, and what we accept and what we do not accept. I don't think our people understand the power and the beauty in the fact that we have an opportunity to create our culture right now. But how do we do that? We definitely don't do that by letting Pookie and Ray Ray run this show. And we definitely don't do that by shutting our motherfucking mouths because our women don't like it. That's another thing. I just got to mention this real quick because now you got me going in. I made a live stream yesterday about Megan Thee Stallion. Look, Megan Thee Stallion, hey, do what you please. But my thing is this: you cannot stand up there talking this and that and using Malcolm X quotes while willy nilly when you don't know the context in which Malcolm X spoke it. That's a disrespect to that black man's legacy, and it makes you look foolish. So I'm gonna say this real quick. As far as our black women that might be listening, what Megan Thee Stallion did was this: she was on Saturday Night Live. She stood there and she said, "Protect black women," and she also said, "Protect black men," which I actually appreciate. But you cannot stand there talking about protect us, and then you use a quote from Malcolm X where he says, "Who made you hate your hair? Who made you hate your features?" This is the quote she used from Malcolm X while she has a long flowing blonde weave on. I mean, a weave on. It's not okay. And again, this is why I'm bringing that up. And people might think I'm deviating, but I'm bringing that up for a reason. Because, like I said, we have a chance to create. I mean create, that means now build a culture right in front of motherfuckers' eyes, right in the midst of oppression. But we what we cannot allow in the midst of doing that is detractors or people who have not studied this, who do not have a look. Here's my thing: all the black women that be talking shit against me, they do not have a solid plan of their own that they've studied and they're introducing, like Ice Cube has when he said a contract for Black America. Okay, you can talk shit about his contract for Black America. He's meeting up with Trump and stuff, but he has a contract. He studied the whole picture of what's happening to us. Then this is his idea. My problem is when I've had a channel with over 300 motherfucking videos aimed at dismantling the systematic enforcement of the ideologies of white supremacy. I've studied this shit. If this were electricity, I would be a certified electrician, goddammit. I don't need some motherfucker who doesn't know anything about it and who's benefiting from this system actually to come and tell me how I'm saying this shit is wrong. No. If we're gonna build a culture, we need to build it around strong individuals who've actually dedicated the time and put in what they call it, the 10,000 hours. You put in the motherfucking 10,000 hours to be able to deserve to speak in this realm, god damn it. So when I'm building this new motherfucking thing that we talking about, we're gonna have kings and queens who have built a fucking portfolio of helping and sacrificing for our people. I don't need motherfuckers talking and telling me shit and they ain't really for this bitch. You only telling me stuff because I'm inconveniencing you. So going back to Megan Thee Stallion, take that goddamn wig off, show me your afro, and then say what you saying. And then I'm gonna stand behind you 120%. But don't come with no half-ass shit that only fits your motherfucking narrative. And like I said, that goes back to Pookie and Ray Ray, and that goes back to the people that's molesting and doing any type of debauchery that they're doing on a regular basis, and it's being normalized. Because remember, snitches get stitches. Remember, that's being normalized. That's also another thing that's been normalized in our black society. Snitches get stitches. What do you mean? What if you kill my grandmother? I'm eating cookies and milk with my grandmother, and you kill my grandmother. I'm not supposed to tell the police that I saw that man kill my grandmother. Otherwise, I'm gonna get snitches because I need to be a real nigga. See, all of that needs to be dismantled and reevaluated. And we need to come around a congregation of like-minded individuals who have actually sat down and studied, like I said, and sacrificed. And then we make a round table, so to speak, or a Justice League, so to speak, or an Avengers, so to speak, of like-minded individuals who have shown and proved that they are here for our people. These are the new decision makers. And don't say it's unfathomable because we've already given all of that motherfucking luxury to Joe Biden and Donald Trump already. You've already given a man your power, as so to speak. So don't tell me that you can't give a group of people decisions over our life and the right to speak for us. What I'm suggesting is that we make a new thing for only us. It don't gotta be political. Fuck that. Fuck all of their system. Don't participate in that system at all. So when we see Pookie, when we see Ray Ray, when we see the molester, when we see the robber, when we see the traitor, when we see the coon, when we see the sellout, when we see any of them, we coming for their head. Period. It can be physical or it can be intellectual. That's why I expose Candace Owens. People be sending me videos about people like Candace Owens. Like this is my counterpart. Like this is my contemporary. Like this is my rival or my arch nemesis. I'll destroy that woman. And why? For a righteous cause, not because she's a woman and not because I'm racist, because she's riding for white supremacy. So, do you understand that that's why I yelled with the same intensity on every single motherfucking video because it's all worth my energy. It's all worth my energy. So, to answer your question, how do we identify these people? Just like we identify anything else. If we find out about it, we make a big deal about it. We stop normalizing culture like snitches get stitches. Or we keep that same culture of snitches get stitches, but we redefine what a snitch is, or we redistribute that energy somewhere else. Like, okay, if you know what's a snitch to me? You know what's the original snitch? Judas, who snitched on Jesus, but that was two black men. Judas snitched on Jesus. That was the original snitch. They wasn't doing no crime though. Judas was a coon ass bitch ass nigga. That's the real snitch. How about the one who got Nipsey Hussle killed for the government? The black man who went and worked for the government to assassinate Nipsey Hussle. That's the real snitch. We need to get rid of that type of shit. The black man or woman who's going to, or how about the snitch that told on Nat Turner when Nat Turner was planning his insurrection with all the rebellious slaves who was going to take over the plantation? And some dumbass motherfucking coon ass nigga went and told Massa what we was gonna do and when we was gonna do it. That's the snitch. We gotta start and like I said, but none of this will ever happen if you do not rally around voices such as mine. I could be assassinated out here right now. Niggas don't even know what type of threat I'm facing right now on the run. Right motherfucking now. But what do I get in niggas in my comments telling me what I should and should not do while I'm out here in the motherfucking trenches? We need to start revering our people while we're alive. Period. I just saw Dr. Claude Anderson on the Breakfast Club. I just watched that interview, which made me start my live stream. Dr. Claude Anderson been in the game for 50 plus years. Broke it all down on the Breakfast Club. Broke it down 100%. But we're not gonna repost his videos until he dies in maybe 3 or 4 years, because he's up in his 80s. So when he finally dies, that's when everybody's gonna go on their cycle on Instagram for about 3 4 days and repost Dr. Claude Anderson videos. But you're not gonna watch them right now. You don't even know who Dr. Claude Anderson is. How about Dr. Joy DeGroy? Dr. Joy DeGroy is a living legend, a black woman who's out here speaking. She about 55 years old. Black woman out here speaking, destroying the ideologies of white supremacy. You do not know who Dr. Joy DeGroy is until she dies. Then when she dies, you're gonna go on a 3 4 day cycle of reposting her videos on your Instagram and your Twitter like you really did some shit. Niggas did not know who Nipsey Hussle was until he died. Niggas did not know who Dr. Sebi was until he motherfucking died. Niggas did not start talking about I Can't Breathe, Breonna Taylor, motherfucking George Floyd. Niggas did not start talking about racism until this shit became trendy. I've had black people fight me for talking about racism. But now every nigga I see got a I Can't Breathe shirt on. Okay, fair enough. At least you're starting to wake up. But it's just funny how you niggas hop on trends. And I'm wondering, are you really for the fucking cause? Or are you just doing it because it's trendy? And when it becomes inconvenient to speak about racism and say I can't breathe, and when they're really suffocating your ass, and you really saying I can't breathe, then how you gonna feel? Are you still gonna keep that energy? No, so shut the fuck up. But of course, I'm not talking to you, brother. I'm just, venting.
You're good, man.
But yeah,
We need
so
this kind of passion though in our leadership. Like, you know,
yeah, it's
I
just
watch a couple of black news
Young Pharaoh. No,
networks.
fuck that. I'm gonna mention the name. Young Pharaoh is now a Donald Trump supporter up there having live chats with white people about this and that, about the Democrats. Niggas been sold out, man. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna call their name. Young Pharaoh is a Donald Trump supporter. I gotta talk to Young Pharaoh. I'm calling you out right now, young man. I'm calling you out, young man. I'm calling you out as a brother, brother to brother. Come catch this fade, Young Pharaoh. You out here supporting that 75-year-old white man who told some white supremacists to stand by, and you ain't got nothing to say, Young Pharaoh. You do all that motherfucking research for black men, and you make all these motherfucking live streams going at black men that's trying to do something. You done made a video about Dr. Umar. You made a video about Tariq Nasheed. You done made a video about Nature Boy. You done made a motherfucking video about every black motherfucking person that tried to come out and speak for us. But now you Trump supporter? Man, like I said, man, these niggas gotta catch the fade, bro.
So, what do you think is the root of the self-hatred? Like, why do so many black men like they flip the switch? And maybe it's not
They
even they
hate
flip the
God.
switch, but they
They hate
pretend like
God.
they have black people's interests at heart. But
Nah.
then when you really figure out what side they're on, it's like, but why? Like, what makes a young Pharaoh be a Trump supporter?
Money, followers, opportunity, and as the Bible calls it, a strong delusion. Because as Christ
Right.
said on the cross, they do not understand truly. That's the deepest bar in the whole Bible. Because it's like, although they do this with their hands and their feet, they do not understand what they are truly doing in the long run. Just like Joseph, when he was with his brothers, and his brothers beat his ass and tried to kill him and threw him in a ditch and then sold him into slavery. They thought that they were doing something at their own hands. They didn't realize Joseph would become one of the most powerful people and actually save. If it wasn't for Joseph, there would be no children of Israel. Joseph saved all of the lineage of Israel because after slavery, he held his head, he went to Egypt, he became the second in command under the Pharaoh, and then he was able to tell his dreams. He was able to foresee the prophecy of the 7 year famine. He was able to go back and tell his father, yeah, and all that stuff, all that stuff. So all I'm saying is this: we got to remember who we are. Period. The black man or black woman that turns against what they don't know God. They have no faith. That's what that is. Ye of little faith. Ye of little faith. That's all that really comes down to. All you see is the material. You see that this white man, let me break it down for you. You see that this white man built up this skyscraper so high towards the heavens. You see his bulletproof vest. You see his guns. You see the fucking physical fit with the eyes. All you use is your physical eyes. You see that shit, and so now you made a bet. It's just like any bet. Like, oh shit, I see this, I see this. Okay, I'm gonna make my bet on this horse. I'm gonna put my bet on this thing that I think on this car because I think that car has the more horsepower. I'm gonna put my bet on this because I think he's the better fighter or he's stronger. He looks stronger. I'm gonna put my bet on him. I think he's gonna knock him out. It's all it was a bet. That's all these niggas doing because they have no faith. So they're making a bet based on the physical appearances that they see, talking about, oh, the white man, he got these skyscrapers, he got this job, he's had this for so long. This is who I'm riding with. Again, just like a little fucking rat in the dark, a little fucking roach in the dark, just thinking off of his pure emotion. And then right when you put on the light, what they do, scatter. So what we here to do is show the faith of the Most High God, and that's why it's beautiful. I love what I do because who the fuck in their right mind would be a proud black man in America, 2020? Think about it.
But
When
let me ask you
everything's
this:
stacked against, go
what
ahead.
what makes those young pharaohs um like not see that the people that they're riding for don't ride for them? How what causes that level of blindness to come on them?
Um, like I said, the Bible calls it a strong delusion. It's funny, like people forget when the Bible is deep, man. The Bible talked about the Pharaoh and the Pharaoh. Okay, okay. Thank you, God. So Moses was an Israelite and he was in captivity under the Pharaoh. And the Pharaoh, actually God, if you read it, it says God hardened the Pharaoh's heart, meaning God made it to where that man just was rebellious against the word. God had to set that up. God had to set the Pharaoh up on high to show his power when he destroys him. Who can destroy such a powerful Pharaoh? Who? The Most High God did, and that showed the power of the Most High God. That's why God even uplifted them as a nation to begin with. So coincidentally, get out of my face, sir. These people be dead ass in my face with no shame. Look, like he's about to pull up. Look, he's about to pull up and get embarrassed. Get out of my face, please. Don't get embarrassed right now on live stream. Okay, with your big glasses. Let me show you to the rest of the world. Come on, come on. Where you going? 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 What you? Ah, look at him. He fell. He fell. He fell. Why you following me? Why you all in my face? What you doing? Why you fall? Get up and get the fuck out of my face. Who are you? Who are you? All in my face. When you riding your bike, turning your face to my face. Who are you? That's what my people want to know. Who are you?
Who are you chasing me?
Well, who are you in my face?
Why are you chasing me?
Because you're in my face. I feel threatened.
No, I went right in.
Okay, then get the fuck out of my face then.
Hey, we gangster around here.
I'm just
What you
saying,
mean?
man. Damn. That's the type of energy we need to be. And the thing is, I'm tired of playing by niggas' game. I played by niggas' rules for so long. I got kicked out of 3 schools and I was not a bad child. They just did not want me to be me. That's the motherfucking problem. All my parents and all that shit whipping my ass and shit, shaving my head like a fucking slave. I'm me, and these motherfuckers been trying to stop me from being me. And I realize I'm the motherfucking public enemy. So what? If I have never been able to be me, and you're gonna kill me anyway, well, guess what, motherfucker? I'm gonna be me until you catch me. That's what I realize. That's why I act like this. I'm gonna be me until you motherfucking catch me. And guess what? You know what that's gotten me? 5,000 people on Instagram and YouTube. 5,000 supporters, real people, because I don't accept nobody that's not even a face or real face. I don't even have conversations with you. Got to be a face. I don't have bot accounts, spam accounts, ghost accounts. I'm out here. Niggas saw me in blackface. Niggas saw me at the George Floyd riots. Niggas saw me out here in front of the police. You see niggas pulling up on me. You see what the fuck type shit happened. Niggas still don't see. But guess what? When I get assassinated, niggas gonna be like, oh man, remember Jay Lethal? Man, we need more people like him. Like you can't do it too. That's the funny part about Christ. They forget to tell that Christ's homeboys used to walk on water with him. Why don't they talk about that? Because Jesus Christ is marketable. Jesus Christ is the marketable one. You can't tell everybody that Jesus Christ homeboys was walking on water and that he said other people would do greater things than he.
Right, right. He commanded them, these and
Shit.
other greater things shall you do. Like
Come on.
that's what he wanted, because at the end of the day he knew that he wasn't going to be here forever. So it's like, I've come to be the
Hello?
example.
Come on. Hold on, Batman. I mean, hold on, Batman. We're gonna let Dream Big finish his sentence and we're gonna introduce you. But go ahead, Dream Big. What were you saying? He
Oh yeah,
said he
I'm just saying,
commanded them because he knew
yeah,
that
he
that he
commanded
was
them.
gonna leave. So it only makes sense that the other people had to do. Why would the fuck would they do? Why wouldn't he? Does it make sense any other way?
Right. Yeah,
So
because
so go
it's
ahead.
really like, it's really about legacy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's like, I'm going to sow the seeds on the earth. I'm going to be the example, and for thousands of years, that, that's the power of influence, right? But it's for, thousands of years after I'm no longer here, y'all are still going to be teaching what I taught,
What
practicing
I
what I
taught.
practiced, walking out what
Right.
I walked through,
And not just
and
look, not
and
just
to and to
having
not and to not do it though is disrespectful. You know what I mean?
right
Like, to not
or
have miracles happen today, to not have like
yes.
the things that Jesus did on the earth happen and manifest themselves now, is disrespectful to what he came here to do.
To what he came here to do to show us. So let me introduce this new person because I got about what time is it right now? I got about 10, 15 more minutes before I gotta go. Let's introduce this next guest. Batman, where's your name and where you from? Batman, hello, Batman.
Justin Harzog from Jessup, Georgia. I'm in the. Oh, can you hear me?
I can kind of hear you. We're kind of going in and out
Oh
for a
shoot.
minute, but go ahead, brother.
Can you hear me? Uh-oh.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. I hear you. Hello. I hear you, man.
Crap. All right. My name is Justin. Yeah, yeah. Southeast and shoot. Can you, oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Um, I work over there at the port in Brunswick, and it's 5 minutes away from the Amon Arbor. Where every day I had to pass by that boy grave, and
Mm.
it sends that ill feeling inside, and it irks me how I love my people to death, but just as marketing and screaming and stuff, and all they doing is sitting there laughing as our brothers and sisters getting murdered out homes, man. And it just irks me ever, because I'm on your side. It hurts me when I hear some of my own people tell me to calm down. Because if I slap them in the face right now, would they a sit down and be like, "Oh, hit me again," or would they get and tell people how? Jay, I understand your frustration, man, but you should tell you how to feel, man. Nobody should tell of us how to feel. After this, we've been years and years, and how long they supposed to sit when we swinging back? So they scared.
Mm.
I'm gonna be real with it, and let me taste crackers don't like, and when I mean crackers, I ain't directly talking to all unless you like John, unless you willing to with your to see the index and swing on yourself. I'm talking about crackers that act like they can abuse black people, act like, oh man, yo, night what up about this bus driver, and there was this damn cracker getting in his face. Just sitting
Mm.
there getting in his face. He's back up, calm down. Even the brother he up his set. So
Look, 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 look,
he
look.
was
Hold
like,
on,
man,
hold
get
on,
out
look.
my,
Hold
and
on,
he
hold on,
kept,
hold on,
and he got my
hold
home
on, brother.
and hit the ground and
Hold
got
on.
sleep. And he got talking about you don't want no more.
Look, look, look. Look at him again. Look at him again. Hold on. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
What do you want? What do you want?
Look, he came back to follow me, y'all.
No, what is it?
These are the type of people that be around.
No, what do you want?
Why'd you come back and follow me if we had already split ways? Why'd you just come back
Because
to
you
watch
Oh,
assaulted me.
to watch me? I didn't assault you.
hell.
I have it all on camera. Did I?
I'm not back by you. You assaulted me.
How did I assault you? Did I touch you at all?
Yeah, you did.
No, I have it all on
Knock
camera.
me down.
I have it
Nope.
all on
He
camera.
didn't touch her. You fell because you
Look,
clumsy,
look. He says
bitch.
I assaulted him. Look at him.
You
This is
clumsy, bitch.
Got on camera. Got on camera. Dig. Thank you.
Bitch ass white
Fell.
boy. You clumsy. Shut up. Or you
Clumsy
get beat
bitch.
up.
Right. Look at him. Look how he walks.
No, he did.
Daffy Duck. Daffy Duck looking ass bitch. See, this is what I'm saying. We have to look. The
And
problem is
the
this. I'm a, I'm sorry to cut
the
you off, but let me say this. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me what you gotta say, brother. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Am I wrong? I'm just saying these motherfuckers have gotten too comfortable around us. Remember, they act like they're so scared of us, don't they?
brother.
So okay, well
Oh
don't be
shoot.
so. Look, they act like
Yes.
they act they act like they're so scared of us
Yep.
anyway. You know, a lot of white people like to act like like the zoo. They like to go to the zoo to get close to the dangerous animals, and then when the dangerous animal finally attacks, then they want to act surprised. Don't white people do that? Can y'all hear me?
They do it all
Mm-hmm.
day, bro. All day.
This is
Because
my
they want to
life,
play the
man.
victim. They want to play. They're master manipulators.
Right.
Like the whole concept of race
Yeah,
is
man. I mean,
manipulation.
it's his. Man, it's yeah.
Hey, look, stick with me, y'all. I'm about to have to shake the spot real quick,
Yeah.
a little
I
closer.
mean, because back in the day, they used to put all happy hair. And
Can you hear me, brother?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you good.
Just stick with me, y'all. I'm about to have to shake the spot real quick, go close to a different location for the next 5 minutes, cause this dude, I don't know if he called the
I can
cops.
hear you.
You can hear me? I know. What's Batman? Hey, Batman, try to leave the chat and try to come back, cause you're real chatty, Batman. I mean, you're real static. You have a lot of static going on.
Oh
Batman,
shit, my bad. All right, hold on.
try to leave and come back. But dream big. If just in case this is your last 5 minutes or whatever, because I'm about to have to go to work. What do you have to say to the people, really?
I just think, man, we have to hold each other accountable when it comes to our kids and protecting our children.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know as a parent who's around your kids and what influences, especially in the early stages, developmental stages of their life. Um, that's my main point. I mean, we ventured off into a couple other things, but they're all interconnected. Like we got to police our own community to, brother that just left Batman. Like we can't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? And that was literally manifested and demonstrated on this chat, on this live. Like you confronted like
Did y'all see him?
weirdo came up and you like went in his face and dude like that's classic. Like,
He fucking fell.
but
Hold on, hold
it's
on, hold on 1 second. Let me pull off real quick, just real quick.
yeah.
Hold on. It's gonna be kind of loud. Just hold on. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Oh god damn! I feel like I heard something drop. I knew I heard something drop. Hold on. Oh shit! I'm about to get hit by a car, y'all. Hold on. Sorry. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I promise I'm about to talk. Oh.
Just don't drop that blunt, bro.
One of these days.
Go.
I'm about to pull up. I'm about to pull up.
Yeah,
Don't
please
worry.
don't.
I'll be running red lights and everything. On my little buggy. I got an end of the world buggy. Just in case it's the end of the world, I got one of these little tinny things.
Uh,
We can hear you. It's kind of faint.
Oh no, I think he muted himself. Batman, unmute yourself. Or can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. It's hard to hear when the wind's blowing.
Yeah, I got all this.
But yeah, man, all I'm saying is protect our children, hold ourselves accountable. I
yeah,
love the idea, the concept of a Ten Commandments for our
yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah. I'm back.
Um, and I think you're right. We need to build our own, create our own.
Hmm. I agree. Batman, you said you can hear us? Batman, can you hear us? Please speak back, brother man. I don't know what's up with the lag,
Hundred
but
percent.
let me read some.
Yeah, I can hear y'all. Can
Uh,
y'all hear me?
yeah, yeah, Batman.
Yeah.
Let us know a last message you got for the people before I gotta go into work. Let
Can you
us
hear me?
know your last message. Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Batman, we can hear you, bro.
Okay. My last unity. Please, the black needs to come together. My message is unity. The black family structure need to come together, accountable. There is no kingdom if one is there's no such thing as we don't protect our women. Well, we do everything, but people get in, they don't. Bro, I'm gonna let you cooking, but I'm always tuned you, Jay.
All right, for sure, for sure. Well, shit, man, I appreciate y'all calling in, man. Like I said, next time I like this Batman. All right, Batman. But anyway, I like this concept where I have just a bunch of different callers call in. I'll probably do another one for sure coming up here in the next week if God willing. But yeah, uh, to your original question though, let me just answer that one last time. It's never okay to take a child's innocence. Obviously, that's never been part of our culture. We've never encouraged that. So that's what we need to remember. We don't encourage that. We need to make but what we need to know is that we need to make a safe space for people, particularly men and women too, because like I said, turns out more like 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, maybe 9 out of 10 black women have somehow been, somehow been assaulted at a young age. We have to remember that and be delicate with them and be patient with them because they're dealing with a lot of mistrust now. They're dealing with a lot of trauma. They're vulnerable. They're angry. Just imagine all the things that you would feel if you were raped or if somebody took something from you that was not. I mean, think how you feel if somebody took your car. Think how you feel if somebody took your necklace or your shoes. Now think how you feel if somebody took your innocence or your manhood or whatever you feel it's called. And from that lens, now I feel like we should be able to be a little bit more sensitive to the fact that hey, these are the things that they're doing are reactions. They're side effects to the original sickness that was unaddressed. You don't get mad at somebody for coughing or for having any kind of adverse reaction to a sickness, you worry about the sickness. So let's get back to remembering that these are people. When we were in kindergarten, remember how beautiful it was when we were in kindergarten, and we all just wanted to color, and it barely even mattered if it was a boy or a girl next to you. You didn't even understand the concept of liking each other yet. It was just like, oh, hey, look at my toy. Like like we don't even have that innocence amongst each other anymore. That is no more. You're lucky if you have that innocence with your friends, your close set of friends, but we don't have that innocence amongst each other where it's like, hey, you want to share my toy? We don't even have that. So we have to get back to, as black people particularly, because I don't even know if anybody else loves us, to be honest. Nobody else has shown it yet. But as black people, we got to get back to the point where we're like, hey, you want to see my toy? We share our stuff with each other. We remember that we're human, and if we do have a little vulnerability, or something that we do wrong, we show each other why that's wrong. That's all we do. We don't call them names and beat them up and all this other stuff. That's something we learned later in life from our older brother, or from some movie we saw. But at our core, I do believe that we are genuine, pure beings, which is why the scripture says we need to be like children. Um, so, before I get off into that whole tangent, I got to go into work. But yeah, man, I appreciate you calling in. Like I said, I was talking to a friend recently. I can't. It's hard for me to make time for people and keep up with conversations, and I'm just on the run right now, like literally. So, it is what it is. But thank you for supporting and calling in. I appreciate it.
For sure, man. Looking forward to speaking to you again.
All right, cool, cool. Yeah, stay tuned, and y'all be safe, man. Thank you, Dream Big. Oh shit. Yeah, y'all be safe. I'm about to have to go into work, but I appreciate y'all. Gnome King, what up? What was your last name, Gnome King? It was Quasi, right? That was your last name, Quasi. Oh, here's Jerome Lynchings again, y'all. It wouldn't be. Look, y'all. It wouldn't be right without Quasi. I'm about to have to go to work. I would love to have a conversation with you, bro. I haven't actually talked to you in a minute, but I literally about going in right now, and I kind of talked too long with the other guests, but it was a good conversation. But I'm gonna have another conversation this upcoming week, and it's gonna be just pure calls. I'm gonna make sure you're the first call on. All right. So um, Brandon, what up? The white man is back. Yeah, look at Jerome Lynchings, y'all. Jerome Lynchings. Jerome, I don't know if you were here last night, but you should ask your other friend. I already exposed on my last live stream last night how you guys have been exposed that you're not even real black people. You're using pictures of dead black people who are in jail, black people who don't even aren't even on social media. You're using pictures of them with stereotypical black names to pose as Trump supporters and to discourage free thinking black Americans. We know what's going on, Jerome. Look at him. Get a life, you slave. I mean, think about the psychology of a person who really is doing this. This is a non-black person who went and found a black person's picture, made a whole profile that like he's a black person, and now he goes on black people, but he chooses who to go on. He chooses only to go on independent thinking black channels. He does not go on white supremacist channels talking that nonsense. He does not go on people who's talking about supporting Trump. Black people who love Trump, he doesn't go on their channel. Black people who love Biden, even he doesn't even go on their channel. He goes on in they go on independent black channels who's giving that real information out, and this is what they do. Who cares about you? What do you mean who cares about me? Obviously you care about me. You're here. So anyway, I'm about to have to go to work. Brandon, what up? Gnome King, tell him fuck out of here. Um, who else is in the chat right now? Batman, what up? Let me know if you're in the chat. I'm literally about to have to go to work. I got like 3 minutes before I have to pull up to work. I don't know if you heard me, but I'll be back for the next live. What's today? Sunday? I'm definitely gonna make a live this week. On my off day, I don't know if it's Wednesday or something. I'll make a live. I'll have a set of things that I want to discuss, but I'll mainly make it for any callers who want to talk about anything. Life of Leanne. I don't know what careful is, Life of Leanne. What is careful? I can only be cautious. But yes, I should not run red lights. But at the same time, it's fun. Mm, he was the white red from Friday on that bike. My grandma gave me that chain. Looking ass. I'm gonna go watch this video back. I want to see that man fall. He literally look. This is what happened. Just so y'all know before I leave, I'm sitting here talking to y'all about black empowerment and stuff. This white man pull up on a bike, literally 3 feet from my face, just looking at me like this, and moving his head as he moves on his bike. He's moving his head to look at me, dead ass in my face. I'm like, what are you looking at? So then he literally turns back around and does it again. And I walk up to him. I said, okay, well, we're going to put you on camera. And then he tried to go faster on his bike. So I went faster on my feet. And then he started going. I started running. And his goofy ass tripped over his own wheel and fell and scraped his knee. This nigga scraped his knee like a 6-year old. Now he got a knee scrape because he fell. Should have been wearing a helmet with his goofy, uncoordinated ass. And now then he came back. 3 minutes later, he came back to monitor me. That's why you got to keep your head on a swivel. He came back to monitor me from across the street. Then I found him again. He talked about you assaulted me. You see? You see how these people do? You assaulted me. I got it all on live stream and I assaulted him. But before cameras and when the police really was out here on the slave patrol shit, they would have lynched me for assaulting that man. And I didn't even do nothing to him. So stay woke on that. Let me see what else y'all got to say. I'm about to be late for work fucking with y'all. Shauna, what up, Shauna? De facto, what up? De facto, haven't seen you in a little minute. Stay in touch, de facto. Call in next time. I'm about to have a live stream in a few days. De facto, I want you to call in. I want to hear your voice, see what you got to say. Yeah, Gnome King. They keep us from notifications. They don't want me to have a lot of live streamers. They know if I had like 30 people, 50 people, 100 people. I've reached that before when I was at the protests and stuff. But they know if I consistently had some of these people have like consistently like 10,000 viewers at one time. If I had that much, oh shit, it's over with. But I like it. I like it intimate like this, where I have a what we would call a small amount of viewers, because I could actually read your comments. I could recognize you by name. And I remember our last conversations, we could have intimate conversations. But if I had 10,000 people watching right now, the comments will be going so fast, I wouldn't even know who the fuck is who. So you got to always look at it like that. So anyway, I got to go. It's already 3 o'clock. I'm about to be late. You already know. Until the next time, I need you to what? Please vibrate higher.